Hey. Oh my god, I don't know what time it is. I think it's like 2 in the morning, and I honestly don't even know if I'm going to upload this video because it's kind of really personal. I'm gonna do my makeup, I guess, because I feel like you cry when you're sad, right? So that's more of a negative feeling, and I just figured might as well do something more positive, I guess, or like try to get myself out of feeling this way. And I guess a quiet way I could do that without waking up my entire family is just like doing my makeup. I'm moisturizing right now. I'm not just like touching my face randomly. I feel like my way of dealing with emotions isn't always the most healthy, and I feel like I touched base on that when I did my depression short film of just like I kind of hold things in and I don't really show what I'm feeling. I don't know, I feel like I've always kind of been more of a private person, and it's not that I don't have like people in my life that I trust. I do have people in my life, which is obviously I'm very grateful to them. I don't know, it's just always been something where I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna talk about my problems because why would I? It never really even crossed my mind that I did that until recently when I did like a lot of self-reflecting and stuff like that. I don't really even know what I'm talking about because like I said, it's 2 in the morning and I just finished crying for like an hour straight. So if I don't make sense, I apologize. I also think it's kind of ironic that I'm filming this even at all because I'm talking about being a really private person, but also theoretically, or like basically this is gonna go on the internet, and that's kind of contradicting a little bit. I also think it's interesting that outwardly I feel like I don't really show a lot of emotion. That's always been something that like people describe me as is a very mellow person. It's hard to get like a big reaction out of me. I like don't do that on purpose. It's just like we react how we react, you know? It's kind of weird because sometimes I feel like I'm a walking contradiction where, like I said, outwardly I don't show a lot of emotions, but on the inside I feel like I'm a very emotional person and I feel a lot. And so I feel like it's a weird kind of juxtaposition that I'm dealing with in my head. I don't really talk about that with other people, so it'd be interesting to know if other people feel that way as well. I'm sure there are, right? Out of the billions of people in this world, there has to be at least one. I would also describe myself as somebody who's just like very much a dreamer. I'm not really a practical person. I think I used to be, and then after I graduated high school, like, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just became somebody who likes to, I don't know, it's just like who likes to dream and like come up with scenarios and say like, oh my god, what if this happened? I don't know why I brought that up either. Like I said, this isn't gonna make a lot of sense, and I apologize if you crave somebody with a little more structure. That's not really me. I remember watching this show called The Haunting of Hill House. It's a show on Netflix. It's a really good show. I would recommend it. And it's about or there's this line that one of the characters says, and it's like she describes herself as her and her husband, like their relationship as the kite in the line, and she was the kite with her head in the clouds, you know? She was the more of the dreamer, and he was the line. He was the one that kept her grounded and kept her, you know, when she needs to be in reality, he helped her get there. But then also, since he was the line, she helped him float up into the sky, you know? And I remember that stuck with me in particular because I felt like I could really relate to her on that level of just, I always feel like in high school and stuff, or just in my everyday life, I'm actually a really quiet person, and I don't really talk to a lot of people, and I don't really talk a lot either. Like, I'm just like more of an observer. I like listening to other people. I like trying to understand other people, despite being quiet in nature. I feel like I just have like a loud mind, you know what I mean? Like, I'm constantly thinking about other things, and I think that's why that resonated with me so much, because I don't know, I always felt like I had my head in the clouds. I think it's kind of hilarious that as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm gonna wash all of this off, but hey, I'm already actually starting to feel better, which is good. And I feel like with a lot of my videos, not a lot of them, with most of them, I'm like, okay, what do I want this to achieve? Like, I want it to have somewhat of a message. I don't want to upload a video just to upload a video. So with all that being said, I'm trying to figure out what I want the message of this one to be. I don't know. I guess maybe in some way this is therapeutic for me, because instead of internalizing everything, even though I'm basically talking to myself, right? Talking to this camera, I am in a way indirectly talking to you as the viewer. And I guess that's kind of therapeutic, right? Because a lot of the times we get in our own heads, and I'm no different. I get in my own head, and it's good to just like speak my mind, because even though, like I said, I'm more of a quiet person, I do like to talk sometimes or express myself occasionally. And even if it's through a camera and indirectly to you, it feels nice to do that. I don't know, that's one lesson. Make sure you're taking notes. I don't know, I've always also felt that it was kind of nice as a viewer myself of other YouTubers when like people, or when other YouTubers or even like celebrities were open about their mental health, or you know, these people that we see as like perfect beings, or even not beings at all, just like idolizing people to the point where we don't really see them as human, and or at least like humans like us, you know, we're just putting them on a pedestal or something. And then to have that kind of mentality shattered by a video that they upload or something like that, and it's it gives you like a different perspective, and it's yet another reminder of like, oh yeah, they are human. How about that? To be reminded that, again, you're not the only one going through something is just really reassuring, especially when it's somebody that you like look up to, or somebody going through it in a totally different like environment than you are. It's like, oh yeah, we have on paper nothing in common other than the fact that me and you are both going through things mentally. I don't know if that makes sense. I kind of feel like I was talking out of my ass for a second there, and I blacked out a little bit, not even gonna lie, but it's okay. There is one thing though, because like I said, I've been kind of open with my mental health, the main thing being that depression short film that I did, and that just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I uploaded it and then I left for like a week or two, or maybe even a month. I don't even know how long it was, and then it was just kind of like, hey, I'm depressed, bye. Like, see you later. Why'd I bring that up? I don't fucking know. We're just gonna move on because I have no idea why I brought that up. I've been going through these things for a really long time now, like since I was 11 years old, and I don't know, you just get to a point where you're like, I don't want to feel sorry for myself anymore, and I want to like do something with my life. You know, I'm a couple months away from turning 20, which is crazy, and I don't know, I feel like for a while now I've been at a point where I just don't know what I want to do with my life, or I know what I want to do, you know, and I want to do YouTube, like just express myself creatively in some way, whether that be like doing short films or writing stuff, because I do like to write. I do like to write, and then I also play the guitar, but I'm still really shy about that because I sort of sing too, but I don't know if that will ever make the internet anytime soon. But I don't know, like I have ideas about what I want to do with my life, but it's just, I guess it's just fear, and I think mainly that's what's been taking a toll on my mental health, is just really getting out there and doing it, because I feel like I've lived a lot of my life just living in fear and letting fear dictate what I do and don't do, what I did and didn't do, and it's caused me to kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't say go as far as regret them, but well, yeah, just regret things, you know. It's made me miss opportunities that I look back on and I'm like, okay, what if I would have actually done what I wanted to do? When I'm editing this, I guess I can figure out if I'm making sense, because honestly, I'm talking, but I have no idea what's coming out. Oh my god. Because usually I'm not like that. I feel like If you ever notice, my videos are kind of choppy. Like if I take too long to say something or get a word out, I just skip it. Or I like get that clip and I just delete it. So that way it's kind of, I say things faster. And it's because I'm a slow talker. You know, some people, they just talk really, really fast and they think fast and they can talk fast. Yeah, I'm not that type of person. Like I have to think about what I want to say and then I say it. But I'm also kind of an impatient person. So those two things, again, walking contradiction here, where when I'm editing my videos, I'm like, God, Julia, just talk faster, get the words out. Like, you know what you want to say, just say it. And then like on YouTube, it's like I want to hear what people have to say because I'm interested in what they have to say. But again, I'm impatient, so I watch videos usually at like double speed. Fun fact, look at that. Oh, maybe I should talk about why I started crying in the first place. So I've been feeling this for a while. Again, this is usually how I go. It's like I internalize things. I don't let stuff bother me. At least I don't let it show that things have bothered me. And then it'll just all kind of, it's like it's just all concentrated in me. And then something stupid or something not stupid at all will happen. And it's kind of like, again, that push over the edge, and then it's like the end of the world for me, you know? And then I start crying about things that happened to me in the past month or the past 2 months when I'm finally letting like everything out. Again, sort of the theme of feeling like I'm a walking contradiction is I've been told that I'm not very emotional, or like sometimes I can come off as like people don't know what I'm thinking, I guess, or like what I'm feeling, like I'm hard to get a read on. But at the same time, I feel like I'm so, like I feel so much, which that's what I mean. Like it's just so weird to, I don't know, outwardly be so different than what's going on in here, if that makes sense. I just feel like I feel a lot my own emotions and then also like other people's emotions. So whenever I see somebody cry, I'll start to cry, or I'll start to feel sad. Even if it's somebody I have no idea, I have no connection to them at all, I'll just start crying. And so usually like if something's going on in the world, or if I start thinking about everything that's wrong in this world, like I'll get really genuinely sad, and maybe I won't show it outwardly, but when I'm alone, you know, that's when I'll cry. Or I don't know, like I feel like I pick up on emotions of others easily. So like if I walk into a room and I see that somebody's visibly anxious, I'll immediately start to feel anxious, and I'll pick up on like their cues, and I'm like, okay, this person's anxious, this person's sad, or you know, and I'll start to kind of put clues together and try to like figure out what they're feeling, even if they don't tell me what they're feeling. I'm grateful to have that trait because it makes me more, I think, like compassionate and understanding of people. But then at the same time, it's like when I'm going through things that are really difficult for me, and then to also feel the weight of like everybody else. And obviously I don't do it intentionally. At times where I feel like I'm at a breaking point and I feel what other people are feeling, obviously if I had it my way, I wouldn't feel it. I wouldn't feel what the world is feeling, I guess. Does that sound like I'm playing the victim? Because I don't want it to sound like that either, but I also want to just talk freely because, like I said, this is kind of therapeutic and I've never really been that open about it. I recently watched this documentary called The Secret, okay? And it was after Christmas but before the New Year. And I was just like, surprise, surprise, in my room crying, okay? And I was just lying on my bed staring up at the ceiling, and I was like, okay, it's just another one of those nights, I guess. And I was kind of feeling sorry for myself, and I hated that feeling. And so I was like, okay, I can either, I think it was like 2 in the morning, I'm like, okay, I can either feel like this or feel sorry for myself and hate the way that that feels, or like actually do something with my time, or you know, because like I said, it gets to a point where you're like, this is fucking bullshit, I don't want to live my life like this. And then for whatever reason, a conversation with my mom like a year prior popped into my head, and it was a conversation about her talking to me about this documentary called The Secret, and she said it really helped her get to where she wanted to be in her like professional life. And like I said, for whatever reason that popped into my head, and so I got up from my bed, I got like the laundry, like the basket of laundry that I needed to fold that I had been putting off, and I turned on the lights and I started watching The Secret. And at first it was kind of cheesy, where I'm like, what the hell is this? What did my mom recommend to me? And then I started watching it because some of the stuff kind of resonated with me, I guess. And then I started watching it a little more, and then I eventually got like a notebook and I started taking notes. And I feel like it's, in a way, it's kind of changed my life, because I think maybe if you're a more logical person, it won't really resonate with you, but I think if you have to be kind of desperate and open-minded for it to really speak to you. And I feel like at that point I was. It's because of that documentary where I kind of had this breaking point today, you know? And instead of sleeping it off or continuing to cry, I got up and did this video, and honestly, I feel so much better than the beginning of the night. And basically The Secret is just like, what you put out into the universe is what the universe gives you back, if that makes sense. So like, if you ever notice how, like, let's say you wake up late because your alarm didn't go off and you're late for work or something, and then you're already in a bad mood because you're like, this day is ruined, and like I don't know, it's just, oh wow, what a perfect start to my morning, you know, that kind of sarcastic thing, and you're like, it's already gonna be a shitty day, like great, I already want this day to be over. And then do you ever realize that, like, when you're running late and you're really negative about something, do you ever notice how like you get every red light? And then that makes you even more late, and then that makes you even more frustrated. And that's like through The Secret, I guess their theory for that is you're putting that bad energy out into the universe, and so the universe doesn't hear whether or not you are, like, what you're thinking about is positive or negative. They just deliver on whatever it is you're thinking about. I don't know, it's just kind of that kind of thing. But I feel like if you're interested, I would definitely recommend checking it out, even just to broaden your horizons on like different ways of thinking. I think is interesting. Even if you don't believe in it, it's cool to just to see, like I said, other ways of thinking. I wrote down some quotes that I liked from that, and I like wrote down some of the exercises that they said to do, and I did them. Like I wrote down my goals that I had for this year, and then they said to do a vision board, so I did a vision board. And then I wrote down everything I was grateful for that I already had in my life. And then I just really started, like I said, I've like been reflecting, and I don't know, despite crying today and feeling sad, like it feels, the sadness I feel has not been the type of sadness where like I lose all hope. Like it's just been a sadness where, hey, today was just not one of my days. And that doesn't mean tomorrow is not, and that doesn't mean tomorrow is going to be a bad day as well. That's what I mean by it kind of changed my life. It's given me hope, I guess. And so if any of you guys are kind of feeling that way as well, then I don't know, just, you want to do whatever you can to get yourself out of this rut, right? So might as well give it a try, you know, what do you have to lose? I didn't even really look to see if my eyes look the same, but it's fine, honestly, it's fine. Shout out to everybody who like puts in that extra effort to like wear makeup every day and really try on all of their outfits. I have this friend, her name is Karen, and she every day, literally, she does her makeup, she does her hair, she wears like phenomenal outfits, and I'm like, dude, how do you do that? And she's like, it just helps me get through the day. It helps me start my day off right because I feel pretty and all this shit. And I'm like, good for you. My eyes do not look the same at all. I think it's this light, the light, I'm blaming it on the light. It's fine, that's happening. I feel like this light makes me look so pale, and then this is so dark. I'm just kidding. Positive vibes. You know what The Secret is? It's just positive vibes. Tinted chapstick? Oh yeah. Oh man, I'm feeling myself now. Okay, watch out ladies. Julia has arrived. I'm done. I feel like the lips and the eyes don't really go together, but that's okay. Well, that has been interesting. I feel good, which is good. Just try whatever you can do to like get yourself out of, if you're going through things, like just try doing literally whatever you can to get whatever you can do to get yourself out of like the mental block or rut you're in. If it means like acting like an idiot, there have been times where I'm in the middle of crying and I literally just start laughing because I read somewhere that like laughing and smiling just releases positive endorphins and that'll make you feel better. And so literally I'm in the middle of crying, feeling so sad, and I'll just smile, and then that smile will turn into a fake laugh. Like a fake laugh, and then that'll eventually turn into a real laugh because I'm thinking about if anybody were to walk in right now, how would I explain this to them? And that whole process is hilarious to me. And there have been times too where like I'm feeling sad and I'm like, am I gonna cry? Is it happening? Is it finally happening? After 2 months, am I actually gonna cry now? And then I'm like, whoa, like I'll just go like, yeah, woohoo, like I'm just acting like an idiot literally in my room, and I'll just start dancing, or like I put on music, you know, because obviously music is a good way to get in touch with your emotions, positive and negative ones. And I put on a playlist called Songs That Make Me Happy. It's on Spotify, and I'll just play that and I'll dance in my room and do whatever I can, act like an idiot, do whatever I can to get myself out of that mental space. All the positive and negative emotions all start here, and if I can feel this way, feel this negative emotion, why can't I feel a positive one too, you know? It's kind of like we are the problem but we're also the solution type thing. I don't know. I feel like that's it. Was that a lot of lessons? Was that too much? Was I rambling a lot? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, it was very different. I didn't wake up today thinking that I was gonna make this video, and even as I first started crying and feeling down in the dumps, I didn't think I would make this video, but I'm glad I did, and hopefully one of you enjoyed it. That would be cool, and if you didn't, that's okay. I hope you guys have a great day or a great rest of your night, and I'll see you guys in the next video.